Welcome everybody to our presentations Weddings All Around the World by Duc Nguyen and Till Schrader. Why do we talk about weddings? Weddings are the one thing that every society has in common. It's the band of unity and it exists all over the world. Different countries have different celebrations and different traditions. You will see these things are really weird, interesting and funny. How some of you might know, there are certain topics you can talk about in business small talk. For instance, babies or relationships are good business topics. In our opinion, also weddings are a good business topic because you can present interesting things from your country and pick up funny, weird and interesting things from other countries. It helps you to improve your cross-cultural understanding and, of course, your cross-cultural business small talk, which gets more and more important in the current business world. We start with Germany. In Germany, newlyweds must instantly put their bond to the test by working together to saw a log in half in front of all their guests. The act is intended to showcase the bride and groom's ability to work together and face the obstacles that may come throughout their marriage. It might be a little bit old-fashioned, but you can still find it really often, and let me tell you, it often doesn't work out. Our next country is Korea. According to Korean tradition, grooms give their new mother-in-laws wild geese or ducks. The monogamous animals represent the groom's pure intention and loyalty to his bride. In the more modern reincarnations, bride and grooms exchange wooden geese and ducks on their wedding days as a sign for their commitment.
Another kind of very dirty wedding tradition comes from Scotland, and it's called the blackening of the bride. This is actually a typical premarital humiliation that Scottish brides endure in some parts of the country. According to this custom, all the friends throwing things at the bride, covering her in grossness, and then tying her to the tree. The idea behind this is, supposedly, if you can handle this, you can handle everything in life, even marriage. In Kenya, there is a very awkward way of a bride's father showing his love to his daughter. It is called Masai Moku, and according to this tradition, at weddings in Kenya, the bride's father blesses his daughter by spitting on her head and breast before she leaves the village with her husband.
A traditional Chinese wedding features a full procession, with the bride escorted to the ceremony in a bridal sedan. You can see the sedan on the picture. Red is a powerful color in Chinese weddings, symbolizing boldness, luck, and love. According to tradition, the bride wears a red veil to hide her face, and her mother or attendant holds a red umbrella over the bride's head to encourage fertility and grow her own family. Additionally, Chinese brides wear up to 3 wedding dresses on their wedding. Romania. In Romania, a mock abduction game is common before wedding ceremonies take place. The bride is kidnapped by friends, family or hired entertainers, and the groom must come to rescue her and pay her ransom through drinks, money, or romantic gestures. Bride napping turns out to become a common trope across European countries, with versions in Russia, Germany, and Wales. In the latter, a Welsh bestman takes the bride to the pub before the wedding, and the groom-to-be must find them and pick up the tab.
The next wedding custom comes from Germany, and it's called the Polterabend. According to this tradition, all guests bring the bride and the groom new dishes as gifts, and then they smash them all together on the ground. The meaning behind is that, supposedly, the noise which is created through the act of smashing the dishes scares away evil spirits for the future. In China, the groom has to go through a lot of differences before he can marry his future wife. Whenever the groom comes to get his bride, he must first break through an aggressive wall of her angry bridesmaids. Those bridesmaids demand money from him and put him through a series of silly performances and tasks. The intention of this is to make the groom prove his love and prove if he is strong enough to care for his wife in the future.
A pretty cool tradition takes place in Australian weddings. An Australian wedding ceremony might feature the tradition of a unity ball. You can see the unity ball on the right. Guests are given stones and asked to hold them during the ceremony. At the end, guests place the stones in a decorative bowl that the couple will keep and display afterwards to remind them of the support and presence of their friends and family. One of the most weirdest wedding traditions for European people comes from Congo. While most about to be married brim with excitement and anticipation, Congolese brides and grooms must keep their happiness in check. During their entire wedding day, from ceremony to reception, the two are not allowed to smile. If they do, it would mean that they weren't serious about marriage, and this is furthermore considered to be really unpolite. In Spain, it is custom for the groom to give the bride's father a watch after she accepts his proposal. The groom also gives the bride a gift of 13 gold coins, called las arras. They symbolize God's love. One other interesting thing about Spain is that most of the couples don't exchange their wedding rings on their left hand, but on their right hand.
In France, there's a very disgusting post-marital procedure. So, after the wedding ceremony is complete, the friends of the bride and the groom would collect all the leftovers, bits of trash, and anything else they deem to be sufficiently gross within a toilet bowl. And then they force the bride and the groom to drink out of it. Because this is too disgusting, the trash is nowadays often substituted by chocolate. But the ceremony of drinking brown stuff out of the toilet bowl itself is still present in these days. The next funny tradition comes from Korea, and it's called balaka. When a wedding is over in Korea, friends of the groom remove his socks, tie a rope around his ankles, and start beating his feet with fish. The idea behind this is to prepare him for his first night as a married man. But the hardest wedding tradition comes from the Tidong community, which is a community in northern Borneo. According to this custom, newly married couples are not allowed to empty their bowls or urinating for 3 days and nights under any circumstances, because it's believed that if they fail to do so, it will bring bad luck for the whole marriage. To ensure that they adhere to the rules, close family members usually guard the bathroom around the clock, and it is believed that if they can go through this 72-hour ordeal, they can cope with anything in life together.
Thank you for your attention. On this slide you can see the sources we used. I hope you found some interesting facts about weddings and you're not surprised if you're part of a wedding in the named countries.